What I'm looking for is I want to have the basics of every maneuver very solid, and then I'll start on the cow work. It would be a little bit different if she was a little bit younger horse. If she was a 2-year-old or 3-year-old, then I would be doing more cow work mixed in with my rein work. But because she's a little bit older and she has had a pretty fair amount of saddle time on her before I got her here, I needed to fix her body and basically teach her body to carry itself totally different than what it was carrying herself, what she was carrying herself. If you live up north in one of the colder environments, we're in the south. Our winters are usually pretty mild, highs in the 70s, lows in the 40s. If you'd like to send your horse down so I can keep it conditioned over the winter so you'll be ready to show when it comes back in the spring, or if you have one you'd like to get started, it's a great time of the year to start them, and then in the springtime we'll send it back home and you'll be able to continue. I'm on Hope now. You've seen me do a few videos of her. And recently we did a video, got her Magna Waved, and did another video right afterwards so you could see the difference that the Magna Wave has made. So now that we've had her Magna Waved, we're working on some spin, stop, and expecting those kind of things to go a little bit better now that we've had her Magna Waved and she seems to be feeling better. She's definitely carrying her body much better. Today I have her in the Mona Lisa bit. Now that she's moving better, working better, I'm advancing her in bit a little bit. This is, I kind of have my bits in 3 groups. There's my starting group, which is mainly snaffles. My intermediate group, which is mainly low ports and transition bits to transition out of a snaffle. Then I have my more advanced leverage bits, and she is starting into the beginning level of the lower part of my more advanced leverage bits, where I can position her body a little bit different, get her to, I really have good control over her body. This Mona Lisa bit, it has a port with a roller in it and then a copper cover over that port. Really good bit for a lot of this kind of training. There's the way the roller sits in the port, there's no tongue release at all. And when you look at the bars, where it sits on the bars, it has a little bit of a taper where it's a little bit wider on the outside and tapers down a little bit. It's not a lot, it's not real drastic, but it's enough of a taper that they're not feeling the exact same amount of pressure all the way across the bar. This gives me a little bit fresher bar to work with as far as advancing up out of the beginning leverage bits. All of those bits, the bar is the same diameter all the way across, so it's the same amount of pressure right on the top. This way it's a little bit different pressure. It's almost like starting with fresh bars all over again, now that they know and understand leverage bits. The next bit after this one goes back to flat on the bars again. This gives the bars a little bit of a break, kind of a little bit of chance to soften back up while we're working on some of this more advanced stuff. So if you have any questions about what I'm doing here, put it in the comments below and I'll see if I can answer your question. So she's really got nice rounding up off of my legs. See right there, that is just leg. You can see how soft my reins are. A little bit of left leg, right leg, left leg, both legs. Just kind of asking her to pick her body up and drive herself forward. She's at the stage where I'm riding her a good bit one-handed. Starting to look like a finished horse now. Starting to look like something. The owner wants her to be a National Rank Cow horse. And it's still too early to see what level we're going to make it to. And but I think we're on a good start. Been spending a lot more time on her rein work than I have the cow work at this point. We will, once this gets on, what I'm looking for is I want to have the basics of every maneuver very solid. And then I'll start on the cow work. It would be a little bit different if she was a little bit younger horse. If she was a 2-year-old or 3-year-old, then I would be doing more cow work mixed in with my rein work. But because she's a little bit older and she has had a pretty fair amount of saddle time on her before I got her here, I needed to fix her body and basically teach her body to carry itself totally different than what it was carrying herself, what she was carrying herself. And that has been really important. Once I get that, which we're pretty close now, pretty nice. Once I get that, then we'll go back and we'll work on cow some more. So let's pick her up two-handed. This is a rein hold that I use a lot when I'm transferring back and forth from one-handed to two-handed. I'll walk around so you can see a little better. This allows me to pick them up two-handed, fix what I need to fix, and then go back one-handed again. So see, I'm riding a legal one-handed hand hold. What I'm going to do is grab with my other hand, slide down and separate. Whoa. Show that a little bit. Again, a little bit slower. Let's turn just a little bit so our head out of the way. Legal one-handed hold, no fingers between the reins. Grab the reins, slide down, and separate. Now when I get ready to go back one-handed when I'm riding, I just drop and bring them back together. Just like that. So let's bring her up to a trot. And if you're finding what I'm doing helpful, if you would click the like button, and that will help YouTube know to send the videos out to other people. I'm going to turn against this wall a couple of times. If you have a friend that you think needs to watch this video, share it with them. Let them see what I'm doing and might help more people. That wasn't as good as it has been. Notice how I got my legs forward and gave her a good seat cue. I never did say the word, but I gave her a good seat cue. I wanted to listen to that a little bit better. We'll go around again. Better that time. And push out. Really important that you push out. Get the back end to engage and leave. See a lot of people rushing this whole thing. What I want to do is tip her nose into the wall. Give her a chance to use her body correctly to stop. Turn her against the wall and then push out kind of hard. Get her to use her body to leave. And leave. It's the pushing out and leaving that really gives you the nice stop and turn. There we go. Wasn't perfect, but it's in the right direction. We'll go all the way around and then we'll do it again. It's a little and leave. Good girl. So if you want to see a video that really goes into detail about this exercise, turning in the wall and leaving, why it's important, why it's such an essential tool to use when training your horse, I have that on Patreon. If you're not a Patreon member, you might want to check it out. I have a lot of videos there that are specific training videos. And then there's also the upper two levels. I try to do quite a few posts. I try to do one a day. Don't always make it, but quite a few posts to where you're involved with what's going on at the barn on that day. We put a first ride on the horse. You'll see a picture of it, maybe a little clip. Horses come and go. I usually post something about that. I talked about Magna Wave when it came in on that day that it happened. The Elite and Masters supporter levels, I try to get you involved as if you were here with us hanging out at the ranch. I want to thank everybody for supporting me on Patreon. That's where I usually post some of the more detailed training videos. There's 3 levels, $5, $25, $75. $5 level, you get access to all those detailed training videos. $25 level, you get access to all the videos, plus you get 20% discount on video lessons, and you're entered for a drawing for a giveaway that I do once a month. $75 level, you get all of that, plus you get a free video lesson a month. I'll get thousands of questions a day. There's no way I can answer them all, but I answer Patreon questions every day. Patreon, Tim Anderson Horse Training. I appreciate everybody for supporting me there. So this is Hope. I'll put a link up here to her other videos on her playlist on YouTube. Until next time, thank you for watching. All right, so I want to do a video now for Patreon talking specifically about that drill. A little bit further.